Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Shining Light video podcast show, where I shine a light on my guest and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. I'm Michael Esposito, the host of the show and an insurance agent specializing in business and personal insurance. I'll introduce my guest in just a moment, but first, a quick update on Forgotten Children of Haiti's fundraiser, Mask for the Frontline in Haiti. We have accomplished our goal thanks to all of our generous donors. We actually exceeded our goal of $5,000 for the month of May. So I want to give a big thank you to all of our donors. A special thanks to one of our sponsors, HV Gold, who put us in front of so many generous people in their community. One big shout out, of course, goes out to TNT Karate in Hyde Park, who actually donated their stimulus check. So I want to thank everybody and for all of your donations and your support for our fundraiser. There's always fundraising to go on for our local communities and local charities, so please share those with me and I'll try to help as much as I can. But I want to thank you all for helping, donating to Forgotten Children of Haiti. And it's an ongoing process. It's something that's been going on for years, and we're always trying to do something to help the people in Haiti, help the orphanage and the hospital that we support, which is part of the St. Luke Foundation. I also want to welcome our new sponsor. Today's sponsor is the Mindful Living Coaching Program. In this program, Matt Alfonso helps you gain clarity, live present, and improve your self-love. This program is designed to help you shift your mindset and make lasting decisions and lasting changes. Please message at MattAlfonso1 on Instagram and use the promo code ShiningLightPodcast to receive a special discount. That's at MattAlfonso with the number 1. This show has also been sponsored by HV Gold Rewards, the largest business networking Facebook group in the Hudson Valley, helping you shop local at a discount. Visit hvgoldrewards.com to buy your $10 discount card, enter promo code FCH, and HV Gold Rewards will donate $8 towards our cause. Well, without further ado, I see my guest is here in the chat and ready to go, so we're going to bring her in and welcome her. Let me just bring in her screen. Katie, your invitation to join your screen, and just go ahead and accept that. Wonderful. Hey! It looks like we're in the bakery.
Oh, yep. Right in the bakery.
Oh, awesome. That's so cool. How are you today?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. All right. So you're ready to get started. I don't want to hold you up or hold up the bread line. So why don't I give you a proper introduction? Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Shining Light video podcast show, where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. I'm Michael Esposito, the host of the show and an insurance agent specializing in business and personal insurance. A dream is a wish your heart makes. If you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true. Cinderella. What are your dreams? Please let us know in the comments. My guest today had a dream of opening her own bakery since she was 15 years old. Upon graduating from the Culinary Institute of America, perseverance, and the help of her loving family, she finally opened Kati Rose Bakery. She's Katie VanZandt, and she'll share how making desserts makes everyone happy and how her dream is to make sure that everyone can enjoy dessert. Welcome, Katie.
Yay! Thank you so much for having me today. This is awesome.
I'm so happy to actually have you on. I know it was so hard to get you because you're actually so busy baking. And that's really wonderful to hear. I'm really happy to hear that so many people are enjoying what you're making and are able to buy what you're making today. So obviously you've made some changes in order to do that, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But first, I would love to dig into how you became the owner, why you're so passionate about baking, and how you became the owner of a bakery in Hopewell Junction.
Yeah, no, it's been a long time coming. I've always had this dream since I started when I was 15. My dad was amazing and got me my first job at a bakery in Peekskill called Home Styles, and they've been around for years, and they're kind of like family too. So I worked there for a while, and then I went to the culinary, and I've kind of worked my way to different places and trying to learn a little bit of everything, working in restaurants and bakeries to kind of see what I wanted to do. But I just knew the bakery business was always going to be what I wanted, and I just love it. I just love getting up in the morning, even if it's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, to go bake bread. Yeah, that was my day yesterday. But no, I love it. I love waking up. Bread's my favorite, so I get to do my thing in the morning all by myself, and then my staff comes in, and we get to make all the breakfast pastries and cookies and cakes and make everything fresh. And yeah, my biggest thing is always trying to make sure that people can get what they want. And we're a little different that way, that like if somebody walks in and they want a cake and we don't have it, I'm like, just give us a couple minutes and we'll make it for you. You know, and if they're looking for like a dietary restriction, like gluten-free or vegan, it's a big thing now. And I couldn't imagine not being able to have dessert. Like I eat, you know, like I have such a sweet tooth. Like if I didn't have to have dinner and I could just eat sweets all day and be okay, like I totally would, which is crazy.
So, you know, you got a lot in there. You mentioned a lot of the things that you offer and a lot of the things that you do. I want to just take a step back to the 15-year-old Katie Rose, who's, you know, in her parents' kitchen, and I'm sure it started before you were 15, but where that passion grew from. Was it somebody you saw on TV? Was it your parents, a grandmother, or somebody that you saw baking that you just grew this passion from?
Yeah, my family, you know, we have a big Italian family, and then I'm a mix of a little bit of everything. So we kind of just always based our family functions around food. Like all we did was like eat and, you know, well now I drink wine, but it's like it's a family gathering, and we all just kind of stand around the table and eat and talk and catch up. And it's just always kind of been our family tradition. And both my grandmas, they've always been bakers, and I think that's kind of how I got it, because my family doesn't really bake that much, so it's funny, but my grandparents, I think, is where I got it from, because they've always been, you know, bakers and cookers. And my great aunt works at in a restaurant business, and so she's kind of always been my like go-to, and my whole family tastes and helps me with all my desserts, so they always had to be my taste testers.
So were you baking for your family when you were like a 15-year-old or a 13-year-old or anything like that?
I did a little, it's funny, I did a little baking, but like not that much until I was like in high school when I went to BOCES, and then I started doing a lot more at home. So that's kind of where I got started. And then like ever since then, it was just like, that's it. Like that's all I've done.
That's all you did. And so we have to go now, we look at the Culinary Institute of America, which is where you ended up going to school. Now, that must have been also a dream to some extent, right? You grew up in the Hudson Valley, you know it's around, it's a well-known school for everything that you're doing. Could you share with us how that kind of manifested into a dream come true for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, every time my grandparents live in Hyde Park, so when we would travel to their, you know, house, we always passed the culinary. So I like be like staring at my window, like, oh my God, someday, you know. And it's such a beautiful campus, and all the teachers are amazing, and I learned so much there. It's such a great like starting point, and you know, basic learning of baking. And it was such a great learning experience. Went really
That's so
fast.
cool. Yeah. What's that? I missed what you
really
said. Yeah, and for those who don't know, I mean, the Culinary Institute of America is world renowned. I mean, great chefs come out of there. And a chef that you got to work with in Maine, which you kind of like touched upon real quick in your quick little bio intro that you did there, was Melissa Kelly, who's a two-time James Beard Award-winning chef. Could you share with us a little bit about that experience and, of course, how it impacted you today?
Yeah, I mean, she's a big impact. When I first went to the culinary, one of our first classes, you had to do a project on a chef. And I've always loved the whole farm to table type thing. And I just love farming. If I wasn't a baker, I'd be a farmer. Hopefully someday I can do that on the side or something. I love animals. I love gardening. I love being outside. And that's what she does in Maine. She has, in Rockland, Maine, she has this amazing, amazing restaurant. She does farm fresh products from their farm. They have pigs, chickens, and they have amazing farmers and chefs that they make stuff fresh every day. They even get stuff local from the, you know, the lobster people and fishing and everything. So everything just comes fresh to them like every day. It's amazing. When I moved there right when I graduated, like literally the day I graduated, because they opened in May. So I like graduated, jumped in the car, and went to Maine. And I loved working for her. She was such a great inspiration. I mean, she's just amazing of what, you know, what she does there. It's just, yeah. I love so much.
Could you share with us, because I understand that the James Beard Award is a major award in the restaurant industry, but I might not understand its magnitude. Could you share with us what the James Beard Award is and why it's awarded to somebody, and how winning it 2 times is actually such an amazing achievement?
Yeah, I mean, it's truly amazing. So a lot of there's obviously everybody knows there's so many restaurants, so many different food industries. So to be awarded that, I mean, throughout the country, I mean, like that's like so many restaurants. So it's kind of just like, you know, when you win an Oscar or something, that's pretty much what it is in the food restaurant business. And to do that even once, I mean, twice, like it's amazing. It's so cool. And I think I started with her right when she got one. So it was like really cool. I was like, oh, I'm working for, you know, like one of those like cool things you get to say that you got to work for somebody that amazing.
So then what were one of the skills that you learned from her and were able to incorporate in your business today?
So I did a lot of the, you know, desserts that they did there. You know, like the plated desserts, you know, you make croissadas that are like a rustic pie and ice cream, and they have a really cool ice cream machine. And but it was cool because they do a lot of, you know, it's all seasonal. So we do a lot of different seasonal desserts. So I thought that was just amazing too. And so yeah, and I also got to do some bread too. And they have a wood burning oven, so it gets to be really, really hot. They have to feed the oven with the wood, and I think that's like so cool. I wish I could do that here, but you know,
well, maybe eventually. This is the Shining. You never know. This is the Shining Light video podcast show where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. I'm here with Katie VanZandt, Katie Rose from Katie Rose Bakery in Hopewell Junction. And we're just speaking about a little bit how she got into the baking industry and how her dream as a 15-year-old girl was to own her own bakery and be able to make sure that everybody eats dessert. And in fact, her dream has come true. And the way she does that is very unique. She makes sure that her bakery caters to almost everyone. Katie, I'd love to get into some of that now because you mentioned it earlier, but I'd really like to dig into how you're able to bake so many different types of desserts to accomplish meeting everybody's palate. And let's go through the list. It's keto, gluten-free, vegan, so many more. Could you share with us, one, of course, why that's your dream to make sure that everybody can have dessert, and then two, how you're able to accomplish this dream?
So yeah, I just always feel like, you know, there's a lot of people that have allergies and, you know, dietary restrictions. And like, I just couldn't imagine not being, I can eat anything and I eat everything. So I couldn't imagine being restricted and not being able to eat certain things because you're allergic or, you know, it hurts your stomach. So, and I feel like it's really hard to find sometimes. I mean, it's becoming a more popular thing now, but I just think it's so hard to find something that you can eat that's, you know, yummy and fresh, and like you can just call us and order whatever you want, and we can try to do it for you. So I think that's something that's really hard to find these days, especially when you can't always just go to the grocery store and get something, you know. So that's kind of why I feel like it's a big thing. And then I don't know, I have amazing bakers and staff that really help. So we're always running around and making sure we have the right ingredients to make these things. And I'm so excited because, like, you know, we've only been open for a little over a year now, and there's just so many more things that I want to do and make. And so I'm hoping that eventually we can kind of keep growing the line of vegan and gluten-free and keto and no sugar added, because I want to make sure that people can have those desserts. So I'm hoping that I can eventually keep growing that, and I think we will hopefully be able to get there very soon.
Yeah, it's quite a challenge to be able to meet all of those little niches, but you obviously, with your passion, as you mentioned earlier, and as you just mentioned again, your passion to make sure that everybody gets dessert because you can't imagine a world without it, helps feed and fuel that fire. Something else that you really love doing, and again, I know you mentioned it earlier, but I'd like to unpack a little bit further, is you love baking bread. Now, I have to share with you, my father, I actually didn't see if he's on here watching, but my father has been baking bread since this quarantine. He loves baking. He loves making desserts as well. And he's been making sourdough and all that other kind of bread. What's your favorite kind of bread, and why do you love making bread so much?
Oh, it's such a hard thing to choose because I love all breads. I don't know what my favorite is. I would say right now my favorite is a harvest bread that I just created. It's made with local apples from Meadowbrook Farms. And I kind of created it because I know it's a big thing now to have like fruits and nuts and stuff like that in your bread. So I wanted to kind of, apples is a big thing that we use here. We make our apple turnovers, which are really popular, in our apple crumb pies. So I figured that would be like an awesome bread to kind of make. So I created it with honey and whole wheat flour, the cranberries and apples. So it's a super yummy, like tasty bread that you can have in the morning for breakfast.
We're going to have to pick up a loaf from you because I'm reading a book to my daughters, and on one of the pages, it's about having bread with a bear. It's a little child's book, you know, and they're putting honey on the bread and everything. And I was saying they called it brown bread and honey. And I was looking at it, and I guess that's what it is. It's actually harvest bread because they were putting honey on the bread, and it's that thick bread, that hearty bread, right? So that's harvest bread. So I'm going to have to pick up a loaf from you right away.
Awesome.
And then you, of course, said that you love making bread, and you mentioned earlier that you love making bread because you're kind of like You like being alone in that space. Is that kind of like meditative for you, and where you're able to kind of just like get in your own zone and make your bread?
Yeah, yeah, I love it. It's a great way to start the day. I get here, I brew my coffee, and then I put on my country music, and I kind of get in the zone, and I love the feel of flour, and I just think bread is such an amazing thing because there's so much you can do with it and make with it, and it's just amazing because it's only usually a few ingredients, you know, like it's only yeast, water, flour, and a couple other ingredients, so it's just amazing that like something that can make so many different products, it's just really cool, and to watch it grow and proof, and you know, it's living. So people don't realize how hard, you know, bread can be to make because, you know, it gets depend on the water, the temperature, how hot it is outside. So people don't realize like all that affects the bread. So each day could be different.
So you love, yeah, you love that whole process. So you have a question here, and it is from my father. He's asking. He made cupcakes the other day, and he makes everything from scratch. And he's asking, why are his cupcakes so dense? What could he maybe do differently in order to make them fluffier and less dense?
Yeah, so it could be some of the ingredients, but I would say it could be the mixing process as well if he's over mixing it. I guess at the end of the mixing process, you just want to make sure right when that comes together, then you want it, you know, just stop mixing. Because sometimes when you over mix, things can get a little dense. So that could be something that's happening. But I think if you could tell me the ingredients that he's using or like the process he's doing, I can kind of tell him different things he can do to fix it.
I think his best option is just to call you and order cupcakes from
Yeah.
you.
Aw. Well, I can always help him. It's so much fun.
I make pancakes, and I kind of have the same issue sometimes. They come out a little dense, so it's probably over mixing, as you said, and that's probably why. Now, Katie, you've also been up for a certain award that I would like for you to share with everybody, and how people can help you actually win and achieve this award. Could you share that with us today?
Oh, it's so exciting. I actually just found out yesterday that we're in the second round of Best of Hudson Valley food and drink. So I'm super excited. You can go on Hudson Valley magazine.com and look up the food and drink link and click on that. And then we're actually the first question. So it says best bakery in Hudson Valley. So you can go and vote for us if you think we're, you know, qualified for that. I know there's a lot of other great bakeries that are listed there. So congrats to them too as well, because it's such an amazing accomplishment to even be in it. So it's just so exciting.
Yeah, in the running. So what I'm going to ask Katie to do is Katie's going to put that in the comment section of all of our videos and marketing campaigns. She'll put that link in there so that you can click on it and vote there and be able to vote for her bakery as one of the best in the Hudson Valley. And it means so much. We understand how these awards work and everything, but it means so much because it also gives Katie's Bakery a little bit more publicity. It lets everybody know who she is in the public. They get a really cool award that they get to hang on their wall. And it's just a really great accomplishment for her bakery to even be in that magazine because, as Katie mentioned, there are so many great bakeries in the Hudson Valley. So to even be listed as a contestant in this award is really fantastic. So please put that hyperlink in our comment section, Katie, and everybody go out there and vote for her bakery to win this award. This is the Shining Light Video Podcast Show where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. I'm here with Katie Rose from Katie Rose Bakery in Hopewell Junction, and she can't imagine a world where you don't live without dessert. And so she makes sure that she makes desserts for keto-friendly, vegan, gluten-free, sugar-free, and they're all kind of made to order. You can give her a call and she'll make what you need. And as she mentioned at the top of the show, she'll even make a cake on command. So she just wants to make sure that everybody gets some dessert. Katie, your desserts puts a smile on everybody's face. I'm sure when you're out and about, it's everybody wants, you know, your desserts, and you're spreading positivity through your dessert. But can you share with us what you see as maybe a positive outcome from the quarantine that we're all living in today?
Yeah, it's been such a hard time, and I know we've been one of the lucky people that have been able to stay open and provide the dessert to the community. And I hope everybody else will be able to open up soon too, because you know it's a crazy time. But we were able to stay open. You know, we've been wearing masks and making sure everything's clean and Lysol 20,000 times a day and wipe down everything. We are trying to be super careful. But yeah, we've you know, just been trying to hang in there. And, you know, there's so many holidays that's passed since this all happened. So that's been really helpful too. And the community has just been amazing. So supportive. We have the best community. I can't imagine being anywhere else in the world. It's so amazing. I mean, everybody's so I think that's the biggest thing that I've seen too, that since this all happened, is there's so many people coming in and ordering dessert for like a friend's birthday or a family member's birthday and doing a drive-by and popping it in their mailbox or their front porch. And it's just so nice to see that people are thinking of, you know, others and trying to help other people. And like people have been donating and getting things to bring to hospitals to make sure that they're being, you know, supportive with them too, because they've been working so hard to try to keep everybody, you know, everyone alive and trying to get rid of this whole corona. It's just been crazy. So it's been really nice to be able to see so many loving people in the community trying to help others, and we get to see it every day because everybody's always coming in and ordering stuff. So it's like, it's so nice. And I think the worst part is I can't even give anybody a hug right now. I can't wait to be able to do that again, because I just want to give everybody hugs, and I can't do that right now.
Yeah, yeah. I love that you bring that up, of just seeing that your positivity that you're seeing is that you're seeing everybody thinking of others. And I really love that, because we forget that sometimes, that really is like some of the positive that's coming out of this, is that just making a phone call for somebody. But as you get to witness, you see people just buying cupcakes to put in their mailbox for maybe their postal worker, or just like you said, the birthdays, and just buying baked goods to be able to give to people and to share with people. I think that I hope that does carry over after the quarantine, that those acts of kindness. And we're going to speak a little bit about some of the acts of kindness that you're doing in your community as well. This is the Shining Light Video Podcast Show, where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. I'm here with Katie Rose from Kati Rose Bakery in Hopewell Junction, and she's spreading positivity in her community. She's helping her community. She goes out and delivers and donates cupcakes and cakes and pastries and all sorts of different types of baked goods to the local police stations, fire stations, hospitals, frontline workers. She's giving out to her community and doing so much, and doing some volunteer work with the Fishkill Food Pantry and so much more. Katie, could you maybe either elaborate on some of that, the work that you're doing, and also maybe just share with us any acts of kindness and generosity that you're witnessing in your community today?
Yeah, we at least once to sometimes twice a week lately, we donate. I started donating to the Fishkill Food Pantry, but they're a little far, so sometimes we actually have people from St. Columba, that's right down the road from us, and they pick up food and deliver it for us as well, to kind of, you know, give to the food pantries and have, you know, a lot of bread and some cookies and cupcakes and stuff that we have left over, so that way they can be able to eat and enjoy dessert and bread as well. So we try to do that at least once to twice a week. Hopefully they're coming today, because I have some stuff for them. But yeah, that's one of the biggest things that we try to do, is that, you know, I hate to throw out anything, so I'm always trying to make sure that we're, you know, donating it so that other people, you know, so it's not going to waste. And because there's so many people out there that I know are struggling right now, and I hope it helps just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, every little bit counts. We did a fundraiser for Forgotten Children of Haiti, where we're sending money over to Haiti so that they could buy N95 masks. And we raised $5,000. And I was speaking with my father about this, who has the connection with the St. Luke Foundation in Haiti. And I said, you know, I wish I could have done more. I wish we could have given more, or, you know, it's never enough kind of feeling. But he had a conversation with Father Rick Frechette, who runs the St. Luke Foundation in Haiti. And Father Rick Frechette said to him, you know, he didn't even talk about the money. He just said he was just so appreciative. Him and all the frontline workers were just so appreciative that everybody was thinking of them. And I think, like, going to what you're saying about, like, not throwing anything out and just being able to give some dessert to people, it's really just that feeling, like you say, of putting that smile on somebody's face to make sure they have dessert, that you're thinking of them, that you're giving to them. So every little bit that we're able to offer and give, it goes such a long way. We don't realize it, but it really does. It goes such a long way. And I'm so happy that you're able to give to the food pantry. That's the Fishkill Food Pantry, you said?
Yeah, it's Fishkill Food Pantry, and then the other one is from St. Columba, and they deliver that for me.
The St. Columbia Food Bank.
Yes, the food bank.
Right. Wonderful, wonderful. That's really great that you're able to do all of that. Now, Katie, I want to kind of switch gears with you a little bit, because you mentioned some of your hobbies. And I kind of want people to know about your hobbies, because I think it's really, really cool. You said that if you weren't going to be a baker, you would be living on a farm. So what would you be doing if you lived on a farm?
I love everything about it. I love being outdoors. I love animals. I've always wanted to have like a pig, a cow, chickens, and being able to have a garden and flowers. And I hope someday, that's another dream of mine, to be able to do that too. And maybe, you know, have some fresh eggs for the bakery, and maybe some fresh, you know, fruits and vegetables that we can use at the bakery. I think would be really cool.
Yeah, and you're somebody who obviously, when you have a dream, you turn it into a reality. So I have a feeling that one day you're gonna have this like beautiful farm with this awesome pastry stand on it and everything.
Yeah,
That's
that'll
gonna
be
really
awesome.
be awesome. Yes, yes. Well, I know you have a lot of baking to do, so let me just kind of wrap up the show a little bit so you can get back to it. This has been the Shining Light Video Podcast Show, where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. My guest today has been Katie Rose from Katie Rose Bakery in Hopewell Junction, and they do all sorts of desserts. And as we spoke about, she caters to every single palate. So don't worry about any food restrictions you have. Give Katie a call. Find out what she can do for you, and she will make it for you. She wants to make sure that everybody has dessert. Katie, before we wrap up the show, please share with us any final thoughts, any last messages that you would like to share with our community today.
Yeah, I just want to put a big shout out there to our whole community and how, you're keeping my doors open by coming and buying dessert from us. And I appreciate every single one of you for coming to support us and buy dessert from us, because you guys are all truly amazing and we have the best customers, and I love all of you so much. And I just want to let everybody know to just stay positive. This time will hopefully pass, and we should all stick together and hang in there, because we're all in this together. So just stay positive, and it's all going to be okay. We can come
I
in
love
front of the bakery, we'll cheer you up.
I love that. Stay positive and everything's going to be okay. And Katie, I always ask this question and I can't believe I almost missed to ask it. But what's one place that when this quarantine is over, you can't wait to bust down their doors and visit?
Oh my goodness, there's so many places. That's a good question. All of them.
All of
There's
them.
so many amazing restaurants in the area that I would love to go to and hopefully can escape to. And we have Plated right down the road. I go to Patsy's all the time, right next door, that my family owns. And then, Franco's Deli's open. You can go and visit. And Lobster on Board is doing stuff. And I can't wait. I got to be able to go to the restaurant soon. And I hope Mill Creek will be able to do stuff. We have so many amazing people like right down the road from us that, you can go and visit.
Yeah, and you collaborate with so many of them, and you actually shared with me a lot of them, and I want to do right by you and share all of these people, because you put such a dedication into sending this to me, and you mentioned that you really wanted to highlight also the people in your plaza that you're with, because you all support each other. So we have Patsy's Roadhouse, Step by Step Childcare, Hudson Square Boutique, Claudia's Dance Studio, Homestead, Urban Flooring, Powelltown Club, Fresh, Fishkill Farm, Meadowbrook, and Chef Steph, and so many more. And as you said, Lash on Board, so many more. You collaborate with all of these places, and you all support each other. So I had to mention them. And I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. And I love your final message of having everybody stay positive. And one way they could do that is just by stopping in for some baked goods, and that'll put a cheer and smile on their face. Thanks so much for sharing that with us, Katie.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me today. This is so cool.
Yes, yes, definitely. This has been the Shining Light Video Podcast Show, where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. My guest today has been Katie Rose. She's an amazing baker. This is her dream come true. So she's going to make sure that everything she makes is just going to have just amazingness in it. I mean, I've always learned that the best ingredients is love. And I know that you put that into all that you do. So visit Katie Rose, go to katierosebakery.com or on her Facebook page to find out more about what she can do for you. Give them a call and she'll make it to order for you. Before we wrap up, I just want to give everybody a quick update. Forgotten Children of Hades fundraiser, Mash for the Frontline. We reached our goal. Thank you to all of our generous donors for helping us reach and actually exceed our goal. A big special thanks to HV Gold for putting us in front of so many generous donors that we were able to meet our goal with. And of course, to all of our family and community that helped us accomplish our goal. I'd like to give a special shout out to TNT Karate in Hyde Park, who actually donated their stimulus check to help us get to our goal. So big special shout out to them. Today's show has, yes, round of applause for sure. Today's show has been sponsored by the Mindful Living Coaching Program. In this program, Matt Alfonso helps you gain clarity, live present, and improve your self-love. This program is designed to help you shift your mindset to make long-lasting changes. Please message at MattAlfonso1 on Instagram and use the promo code The Shining Light Podcast to receive a special discount. That's Matt Alfonso and the #1 on Instagram. This show is, of course, also sponsored by HV Gold Rewards, the largest business network Facebook group in the Hudson Valley. Visit hvgoldreward.com to buy your $10 card, enter promo code FCH, and HV Gold Rewards will donate $8 to Forgotten Children of Haiti. This show with Katie Rose and Kati Rose Bakery will replay on my Facebook channel at 6 o'clock today. That's at Michael Esposito Inc. on Facebook, and you can see a full replay of this show. And tune in tomorrow, where my guest, Angelique Mercurio, will share how changing your mindset and the way you look at things can help you get closer to what you want. And I know, Katie, that's something that you obviously did. You had a dream, you manifested it, and you got what you wanted. And we're going to speak about more about that tomorrow at 10 o'clock on the Shining Light Video Podcast Show. Katie, thanks so much for taking time out of your morning today. Or is this really the afternoon for you at this point?
Okay, today's my day off, so I got to sleep in a little.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show today and shining a light. And your smile is contagious, as I'm sure your baked goods are. Thanks, everybody. As always, stay happy and stay healthy. And I'll see you tomorrow at 10. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.